Song. Hello, Adrian. Hello, career photographer. Hello, Moody Perfect. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Yeti Brown. Woo. Hello, Lalat259. Hello, Fab Lady. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Candid Ely Steph. Hi, Moturayo. Hi, Paulo Valerie. Hello, guys. Hi, Serafina. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Momversations. Hi, Nalon. Hi, everyone. Welcome, Nalon Online Store. Welcome, Auntie Edna. Woo! Oh, yes, our guest is online now. All right. Hi, Mrs. Fakorede. Could you just make a request? Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode, the 5th episode, thank God, of Momversations. Hi, Mimi Bojuan. Hi, everyone. You're all welcome to Momversations this evening. Hello, Yebingpe. Hi, sweetie. Mrs. Fakorede, can you make a request, please? Thank you, Serafina. Hi, Mimi Bojuan. Hello, guys. You're welcome to Momversations, the platform for mothers where we all come together. Hi, Olorun Oluwale. Yeah, Oluwale, sorry. A platform where we all come together as mothers, as parents, and then we converse, we learn from stories shared here, stories on parenting, stories on family values, stories on single parenthood, stories on how to be a father, the right father, as it were. So people come here on Momversations and we share different stories and we are able to glean 1 or 2 principles from the stories being shared here. This is the 5th episode of Momversations and we are grateful to God. We thank God. It's been such a blessing. People come back and they tell us, oh, wow, Funmi, that was awesome. Funmi, that was insightful. Funmi, that was encouraging. And, I'm grateful to God that God is using this platform to inspire, to encourage, and to inspire people, to encourage people, and to give hope, as it were, that we're not on this journey alone. Hello, everyone. Mrs. Fakorede, can you let me see if I can hold on a second. I don't want to end this thing because sometimes I'm still struggling with it. No, don't turn off request. I want to request Mrs. Fakorede go live with, yes, with who now? With yeah. Okay, so I have sent you a request I want you to accept. So this evening we have a beautiful, beautiful lady. Uh-oh, Mrs. Fakorede, you declined though. Let me send another request. Oh, hi, Taiwo. Sorry. One of the twins. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, all right. Okay, your mom has joined now. Hi, Taiwo. How are you? Okay. So let me send a request. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Moyo. Let me send a request for her now. Nope, not this one. Yes, go live with. Okay, good. Good. Excellent. So this evening, we're going to be hearing from one of our super moms, someone I've known. Hello.
Hello.
How are
Hi,
you,
hi.
Mrs.
Good to see
Taiwo?
you.
Mrs. Tayofax, sorry. How you doing?
I'm good. And you? Can you hear me?
Very well, thank you. You look awesome. You look nice.
Thank you. And you too, Mrs. Gombe.
Thank
So nice
you.
to
So
be
it's
here.
nice to have you on Momversations episode 5.
We are here. Well
Yeah.
done. Well
So
done.
let me just quickly do a quick introduction to those who are joining us for the first time. So for those who are joining us for the first time, my name is Funmi Gombe, and I am the Chief Nanny of the Event Nanny. And what we do at the Event Nanny is provide childcare at events. But right now you all know that because of the pandemic and COVID-19, events have taken a new turn. No mother in their right sense right now would send children to any event or any crash at the moment. But we pray that things come to normal, in the nearest future. But in the interim, so we decided that, what, we'll be having this live Instagram, and we speak to mothers. Mothers are the bedrock, as it were, of the family, and we are all about family here. And we know that we learn by experience. We learn from experience, and we also learn from other people's stories. A lot of people are taking a walk in this parenting journey, and some of us are just grappling with how do I do it? How do I do it? What do I do next? And some of us have gone way ahead of us, and we can hear their story and learn from them. And Mrs. Tayo Fakorede is one of those people. She's a mother to 5 young adults. In case you missed that in my introduction, when I sent out my broadcast, she's got young adults. Now, I've known this young lady for upwards to maybe about 17, 18 years. Mrs. Fakorede, it's I think I met you before. You knew me before I had my child, now before I had
Yes.
Abaka, right?
I knew you when you
Absolutely.
were serving. Youth
When I was
serving.
7, can you imagine? That was way back in 2001. Oh my days. So that's really, really long ago, So I have admired Mrs. Fakorede from afar and from, close communication with her, because we worked together for a period of time as well. And I've observed, her parenting style. I've observed, number one, I've observed her relationship with her husband and her relationship with her children. Her children are, let me say it in Yoruba, when you meet her children, yes. Yes, I'm saying it, let the whole world hear. Those are the kind of children she's brought. And I know that it hasn't been devoid of challenges. However, we're just here to hear her story. Let her just tell us, her own story, how the journey has been parenting. And she's also a mother of twins. In fact, I mistakenly invited Taiwo thinking it was you. She's a mother of twins, 2 beautiful girls, and then she has, I remember when you had Mayowa, you were like, this is my CFO in the Fakorede family. And I will never forget that day, Anyway, so Mrs. Fakorede, could you just introduce yourself? Your network, although, is a bit hazy. I can't see you very clearly.
Oh, really?
I want to change position. Hello, Olorunke. Oh, wow. Her network is a bit
Is it better now? Can you see me now?
Okay, I can hear you though. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
But you can't. Can you see me?
I can see you, but it's not so very clear. But I can see you. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but you can
Do we want
start,
to
Mrs.
ask, is that
Fakorede.
how it is with everyone? Is that how it is with
Okay,
everyone, the
can you
people
guys
with us?
see her? If you can see her, say yes, 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 yes. I think it's okay. Mrs. Fakorede, you can actually start. Can you just
Okay,
tell us a
all
little bit
right.
about yourself?
Well, like you mentioned, my name is Fakorede. I was born on the 3rd of April, sometime in the early 70s.
Okay.
In actual fact, I'm 49. I'll be 50
Oh,
next year.
wow.
I was born on the island, Lagos Island to be precise. I grew up there. I went to Lagos Anglican Primary School, went to Auntie Girls High School, and Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. I studied business administration, and on coming out, I had a bit of stint with a few banks, UBA and a mortgage bank then. And then I
Okay.
went into my private business till I got married, and then continued in business till recently I became a public servant.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So tell us, Mrs. Fakorede, first and foremost, I know that you are an only child. So did that inform you having, if you saw my broadcast, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, mom. So tell us, please, just give us your journey, your
In
journey into motherhood. And I realized that you decided that you didn't want to do the 9 to 5. You wanted to stay home, to take care of your children. So just give us your story. Just tell us your story, your journey into motherhood.
I'll start from my life, where I happen to be an only child, like you mentioned, and that, I have to confess, is not really palatable, friendly. At some point in my growing up, some of my cousins came to live with us, so we were quite a number. But I was an only child. I wasn't allowed much to visit, to go out, I think my mommy, understandably, was really quite protective. You couldn't spend holidays with this one. You can't, she was really, I was like everywhere with her until I wanted to go to school, or probably boarding and all of that. And that took a big toll on her, because like almost every weekend or every 2 weeks, she wants to be in my school when I was in boarding. I lived I don't want to call it a lonely at some point. So it made me miss being an only child. It's not really sweet. So probably that informed my wanting to have plenty children. I don't really know, but I just liked children around me. At some point when I was during my having children period, I my husband was like, you over Shemile. I remember when I got pregnant of the twins. I didn't really know at that time that they were twins, but it was causing her out to see low you, Chema low you and all of that. That time trying to settle down into family and all of it. But then I said this one is a blessing and I want to have it and all of that. And he understood. So we've had quite a journey, but it's been interesting. I had my first child in 1995, September. My second in 97, July. Then the twins came at 99, May. And then there was a bit of gap, and then I had my boy.
Your
Nothing,
boy.
not planned, everything. It was just coming part time. I love to have more. I even want to have more. But somehow
You
I
want to
looked
have
at
more?
my I don't mind having more then, but my husband was like, "Shemi jeje ma pa mi." Well, at some point, I told him, I said, when I look at a child, probably in a public place, or I see someone with a child, a cousin, a family, or friends, and I desire to have a child, I will have a child. It got to that point with me as when I was having my children, but I thank God for where we are. They are grown now, and we're expecting
Or
grandchildren soon. Mayo,
you
can you
have long,
hear?
In fact, yeah, some people have typed here that you have one child, Esosa, in Abuja, so you have plenty of children. It's not only your biological children. She said she had Esosa in May 2017. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so Mrs. Fakorede, tell me what has inspired your parenting style. I see your children, and like I say, they are much often younger. But can you tell me, when they were much younger, what did you do differently? Were you intentional in teaching them, the Yoruba culture? Because I see that also I see that at play in their lives. I see it. I see, these are children who ordinarily you have to be begging children of nowadays. Show Moyokini, have you greeted? You hit them in their head. But your children are not like that. They know what to do. So tell me, your parenting style, what has inspired them? What did you do differently? Tell me.
Well, in actual fact, at every point, at a particular point when I was having my children, I had my grandma live with us at some point. At some point, I had my mom live with us, and come in from time to time. And my growing up, I've had this virtue, I've had this culture thing imbibed in me. So at every point, me or even think that when we're growing up, my aunties, uncles, and in the family, probably we went for doing at home, hometown, and all of it. Even if it's a month older, auntie me, brother me, and all of that, we've been taught that as we were growing up. And the punishment is severe in case you miss it and go and say, oh, maybe you just saw someone
So what was the
baller
punishment?
like.
What was the punishment if you missed
When
it?
you
What was the
get baller
punishment?
like this, the slaps come from corner. Like everyone that makes the mistake, everybody, like any more share, oh, but open baller ni. I didn't know, like. It wasn't intentional. So it was conscious of us to have had that respect thing imbibed in us as I was growing up. So my children just fall in line. When you have some things that are virtue from your grandmother, your mother, yourself, it has to it's important. And it's something we should look into now too. Any virtue that you have taken from your parent, from the culture, from what you have seen where you come from, I think it's important we pass it to our children. We shouldn't overlook it. I mentioned to you sometime that we have so westernized the whole thing that all their cultures we are picking. At the same time, we want the children to come out, as we want. If you look at how theirs ends, how's their own end and how our is. You can't want to sow what they had and want to reap what we have at this end. I mean, at this side of the culture, it's not possible. So you sow their own, you want to reap ours. No, you will reap what their own is reaping. The way they talk
Yeah.
to their parents, the way they address their elders, that is what you want to get. So that's what you will get. But if you let them have our culture, you sow it in them, you let them have it, then you will reap what we have at this side of the world too. So it's important to imbibe it. Training them as they are growing up. It wasn't really that I have a strategy. To say I have a strategy is a lie. I don't know who wants to have a strategy in parenting. You just, plan it as they come, and we don't look down easily on things that are not supposed to be. When they do certain things wrong, you let them know. You instill discipline in things that, the way they are, what you want them to do. You don't pick your phone, you don't use the phone until a particular age then, and all of that. I remember somebody bought a phone for Muyo when she turned 10, and it was a war. When she turned 10, when people of 3-4-year-olds now, they can just go into the app and do as they like with it now, into the phones. But Moyo was not allowed to have it at 10. I told her she was going to have it at 10. So the person was thinking in her head, what do I get Moyo at 10? And that my cousin gave her a phone at 10. And it's like, but you said 10. She's 10. Entire kilo day, she's 10. I'm like, mama, that kind of a thing. And we took the phone from her and kept it for a while. So even when they started
So at what
having
age did you give them a phone? At what age did you allow her to have the phone?
Well, at some point they had it, I think about 12-ish. And when they had it,
Okay.
the point is when you are going to bed, you come and drop it by my bedside. You wake up in the morning and pick it. There were actual settings that, as much as I can remember, you sleep at a particular period. I remember when we were growing up, my dad 9 o'clock, our news. Everybody pushing around the bar, everybody goes to bed in their own corner, and all of that. So those virtues, those teachings that we got, we try to imbibe it. And then the Batidila to school, you have your lessons. After the lesson, you read, you do this, and then it didn't just happen.
Yeah.
We had our fights too, but we were able to manage.
Please tell us about the fights. Tell us about the fights.
Moyo, are you there? I'll start with you.
Moyo is here. She's been typing away.
I can't see
I've
until
been
I
seeing
put
all
on
her
my
comments.
glasses. Okay, let me remember. I think, okay, there was a night that they took the light, and the NEPA took light, and I wanted, out of help, the AC in their room, when when light goes off and come on, I have to, their ACs, you have to put it on again. If not, it won't speak again, it won't start work. So from my room, I stood up to help, like, oh, let me go and help them to put on their AC. And
Turn on
I
the
went,
AC.
yes, in their room. So I sneaked in Kimaji one, okay, let me put it on. And I think under the duvet, I just saw the light of a phone. I said, she no lily. I now entered. Somebody, the person just quickly slept, zero sleep. And I opened I yanked off the blanket like this, took the phone. It was so hot. I said, Mo, yo, mapami. Surely anybody would have genuinely. We started a battle, and the noise must not come out. Nobody must wake up in the house. And it was go on. I'm sure she didn't forget. So instances like that it didn't just go, I just used the phone. There were some pinches and bombs that came with that night, and I think, like always say, it's a saying in our house: we beat in our house, we beat in our house, we beat in our house. Right before they traveled abroad to go and school. By the way, all my children schooled in UK. Some schooled, some are schooling, and every one of them is in UK right away. But I had the confidence to do that, because when the conversation started, when we were going to make that decision, we had to sit down and look at it, my husband and I, and do you think these children should go? Should they go at this stage? And all of that. And what gave us confidence is there's no way you can teach up a child or children generally, and you don't give them the platform to go and exercise what you have taught them.
Exercise that which you've taught them.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I'm like,
Absolutely.
I don't have a problem with it. London is just there. We have access, and then why not let's just do it? And it's going to give them a platform for their future. There's nothing we can give them, so many houses, so many gifts, wealth and all of that, but then it's important to give them the right education. And you and I know that we can't really, not that it's not possible in Nigeria, but you want to give them an international platform. Let me put it that way.
A global platform, absolutely. I agree. So I want to ask now, who is stricter in the house? Is it you or is it daddy? So, in this, who would, if I ask Moyo, Taiwo, Kende is not online. I haven't seen Kende. And Mayo Wale, please, who is stricter? Is it mommy or is it daddy that is stricter?
I think they should answer that. I think they should answer that. But I'll tell you I'm a victim. I'm a victim in that aspect.
Is it mommy?
I'll tell you I'm a victim in that aspect. And the point is this. Their daddy will use me as a bait. Oh my share, oh my guy. He will push you. So for it is not possible. And then they will now say, mommy will always say no. We know mommy will say no. And then he will now go behind and say, go and meet your mommy now. She should be able to do it to you. He wants to always be the nice person in
the good
home.
one. He wants to look good with his children.
He wants to
and
look
then
good
you are
with
the
his
one
children.
that is
And then he would tell me
Thatcher.
after meeting, travel, travel. You know, that kind of a thing. I know one or two of them. It is 6 of them. They want to go to a particular place for holiday, and let them go. And you want to go so Moya will now go, or whoever it is, and ask daddy, I'd like to take a holiday with my children, and then we'll just go, and the cost is this. Okay, my visa counted. I'll just say, which account are you talking about? I thought you said she can't make the trip. But you are already saying yes, and all of that. So instances like that, a lot of it. They just form the slogan. Daddy will always say yes, mommy will say no.
Mommy will say
God
no.
will help.
However, when it is absolutely necessary, do both of you come together and say, you know what, this is, maybe like if a disciplinary measure needs to be instilled, both of you come together and like, you know what, no, we need to agree, we need to speak with one voice, so the children know that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Their daddy will
Yeah.
not say, he doesn't want to touch their feeling. He always wants them to be, and all of that. So when there is a no, I would have fought it that this one is a no. I don't care what you want to do. This one is a no. No, they are not going to have this. They can't have this now. And then you like, okay. When they now ask you, now give them a period. Not saying no, you just say, okay, maybe later. To about 2 months, give me 2 months. Not saying no for a particular reason. I'm the one that will now call, sit them down to explain that, oh, you can't have this now. This is the period. This is the reason, and all of that. But their daddy does not want to toy with anything that will just make them sad. He's not coming into his diary. He's a
Okay.
daddy for president. Okay,
It's
I
a
hear.
hailing daddy here. But you guys, I'm sure you guys will agree that mom has done a pretty good job as well. Okay, so I'd like to ask you, Mrs. Fakorede, you have young adults now. Tell me, what's the approach you're using for, in parenting your young adults? I'm sure it's not the same approach as you used when they were much younger, So tell me how do you get them to do your bidding?
Um,
What do you do right now as they're
like I
young
like
adults?
I'm
Do you
like I said, initially it was instilling discipline, instilling what we need, the core values of.
Yeah,
Initially, it was instilling core values of what we want, what it should
core
be,
values? Okay, so let me
guide.
pause you. Let me pause you. Let me pause you. Sorry, Mrs. Patrick, let me just pause there before you go there. Can you tell us what the core values that governs your family? So give us like
I'll
some
just
core
say it
values that
straight.
govern your family.
I,
Yeah,
I'll say it straight, but I'm not saying it to condemn any parents or anyone that allow it.
I get you.
My
I get you.
own
I mean,
decision.
we're learning from your own parenting, and so it's you,
Exactly,
your family.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. I told them point blank, you cannot drink alcohol. You
You cannot do
cannot
what?
smoke. You cannot drink alcohol. You cannot smoke.
Okay.
You cannot, those
Okay.
line you are in your house at a particular period, except if you're in the library. We just outline something straight away. Not that you can't understand what mommy wants concerning this or daddy wants concerning this issue. It is a no. Some things are just straightly laid down and we all understand it. So I don't joke with all of that. They don't even play around it and they know it. So they know that if I'm found in this situation, it is an issue. So it is better I don't do it. As much as I'm not saying they are saints, I'm not saying they could have made heard. I don't know. The things that are known to me are not much, but I think they have a great percentage I give them a good for how far they have been able to do that. And like I said, it's not that I have an outline of what the style to use, but some things are straightforward. Like I said, the values, the cause, and somehow, God helps me. I'll just peep into certain things. I befriend some of their friends to hear some things, all of that. So at some point, when they were young, we were instilling it. I was doing what I'm meant to do. I mean, what I think I should do. Then at some point, as they were growing, I think I blended into their midst. Sometimes when we go out, people call us sisters, friends, and all of that. All of them, when they
You
tell
do.
them that's my mom, they said, "What do you mean? Is that your mom? Don't tell me," that kind of a thing. So I had to blend with them. When they learn their dance steps, I join them. When they sing the song, I say, "What are you talking about?" "Oh yeah, you sing the thing." They will laugh, "Mommy, oh, what are you talking about?" So I befriended them as much as I can, and most
So you made
importantly,
friends with your children.
yes, I befriended them as much as I can, and most importantly, I make myself available. I know that I'm very certain, and they can attest to that. That when we have issues, I'm always the point of call. I make it open that anything, you are my priority. Whatever happens, whether mistake, intentional, whatever it is, the issue, you are my priority. just come straight to me and come and tell me anything. Don't be scared. What mommy, I've told you don't do this, but peradventure anything happens, come to me. I make myself that available to them. So we've had instances of maybe they don't get enough marks to what they are meant to do, and like, daddy is going to be, that is not going to be happy about this. I said, what is it? Is that it? Okay, don't tell him yet. I'll find a way. And then those soft hand setting. And then by the time I'm putting it in, he's saying, hey, what did happen? Oh my mother, we could need blessing. Mama Shiba for my and all of it. Said, hey, at a ready result. That is my to sell a result in it. Jadi. 2 days ago, Jadi. I'm shaking. There's a way you now put it up, and then to give it a soft landing. Most of the time, they know that for sure, that if anything happens, let's go and tell mommy first. She's the one that will know how to tell daddy. Recently, we fought a battle. I told my daughter that we're going to fight this spiritually. We will not tell daddy until we win. God, we are not telling daddy. It is you, daddy, that can do something that we are telling. And we fought it. When the testimony came out, we were telling, said, the jacking daddy got a fair share testimony. So we've had that.
That's awesome.
Number.
Your children call you Waymaker. They are calling you the Waymaker. Okay, so spirituality. What's the role of spirituality? In your parenting journey. Tell me, because I'm privy to certain things, and I'm also privy to your mom. Maybe we're going to bring your mom up one day as grandma.
Like I told you, she is a blessing. I agree, and to tell you that I became a Christian, let me say a born again Christian before my mom. I was actually the one that I kept going to church. We have a program at the IWAC, somebody fetching. One of the programs was what she followed me to go and do in the church. That's when she started going. So and then I like her journey. She was just steadfast and stayed there, to the extent that she's the one that will say, hey, she Bible study, hey, she can open heavens and all of it. So she's been an encouragement. A very big pillar in that aspect. But when it comes to spirituality, everybody is learning, and there's something we make sure we do, especially when they come home. Every day we gather with everyone and daddy and all of it. We share a particular passage. Anytime they are home, we make ourselves available. We put all the meetings and all of it to a particular time of the day. It's particular timing of the day. So that in the mornings when everyone wake up, we come together. Most of the time we use open heavens as our guide. And then once we go into it, you tell me your view, tell me your view, tell me your views. And I think they learned a lot from that, and they keep mentioning and talking about it.
Someone just said now, I don't know who puts it there, that that I have a relationship with God because of her. So obviously, that made an impact. So the family altar obviously made and that's very good, because you can't take away the importance of spirituality in the bond and the hold of a family. That I would say it anytime, any day. When they say, a family that prays together, they say stays together. Stay together. Moyo says always relationship and not religion. That's awesome. So Mrs. Fakorede, you have a family business, you and your husband. Family business. So I'm always wondering, I see the two of you and I see that you guys are friends, but I'm always wondering, between me and you, I won't lie to you, I've always told my husband, I'm not sure I can work with him. As in do family business with him. It's enough that we're not even tearing each other apart at home. Then at the house, they will now go to work again. So how do you do it? How do both of you do it? How are you able to keep the romance fresh?
There was a time. My husband is a fantastic person, though. I love the respect. My husband is a fantastic person. I love the love he shares. Most of the time I hype him, I talk about it amongst friends. I remember his last birthday, I read something that everybody was like, oh, I said, real men don't shit. Real men look for new ways. Real men look for new ways to satisfy and make their love known to the one they have already. And I'm thankful to you for being my real man. And everybody was like, oh, that's, well, I've said that in one of his birthday celebration, and some people go home to have a fight with their husband. Listen, you know, that kind of a thing. And the person came back to me and we started talking. I want to say,
Hello. Mrs. Fakorede, hello. Oh dear, her network. So for those I mean, while we wait for her
I'm
network
back.
to
Are
come.
you?
Okay, good. You're back. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Sorry for that. The line, the
I know it's
power
okay.
changed. Okay. So, like I mentioned, and I told the person that, what do you mean? The fact that I said it doesn't make him a saint. I am hyping my own, you know, and I had to explain to her that it's not because it doesn't happen or it happens or whatever. It's just my own. I also tell people that care to listen that when you come to the job of a wife, the duties and what you are meant to do, it is a calling. It's a calling in the life of your husband, a Christian woman,
Being
and
a
your
wife
husband.
is a calling.
It is a calling. It is a calling. You are not called to say you have to do this to me. It's about me. It is this. As much as they are supposed to love you, that is their own instruction. If he's not doing what it's meant to do, it is between him and God. You keep the prayers on and then you let it happen. But mine, you pick your own role too. It's like a child and a mom, or parents and children. You are expecting your children to pay their school fees by themselves. It's not done. You are going to make them do what they are not meant to do. You know, so it's like that. I don't say, okay, my own duty as a wife, I pick it, and that's what I want to face. That's what I want to start doing. That's what I look out to. So, and when I see him at the office, he's my boss. If
Oh
he's at
wow.
home, he's daddy.
Wow.
We sign. I remember sometimes people say, Mr. and Mrs., there's a POS transaction we had when we first started that our Lekki station, and everybody said, Mr. and Mrs. Fakorede, it is all over the news everywhere. When they sit down to talk about bank details every Monday, that there's a meeting between the 25 banks, and when they are talking, they said Mr. and Mrs. Fakorede comes out on POS issues agenda. So all the 25 banks want us to open accounts with them, that they are, you know, because of the turnover and all of it. I stay where I'm meant to stay. When I need anything, I tell him. When it is my own to take, I mean, when he's supposed to give me a particular thing, he goes on and he performs his duty in that end. So when it is extra that I want, I ask as a wife, Daddy, sweetheart Shelly, Shebai, you know, that kind of a thing. Sometimes I know air, sometimes I call him by name. So it's not like a daddy figure and all of it. When you see us, we do a rekpa, we play, we talk, we laugh, we rub each other. So it is
I
not
can testify to that.
our relationship is
Yeah.
not still because we work together. That was anybody
Yeah.
who told me, Mommy, how do you cope? You see yourself 24 hours a day. Don't you get
Hours.
tired?
In
Even
fact,
Moyo told me. Even Moyo told me that, Mommy, how do you cope? I can't do this. So I said, I am not saying you should do it. Your own might be different. This is me. My own
different.
matter, my own
Absolutely.
case. Ṣé tiẹ̀ kì í ṣe tèmi, but tèmi níbí báyìí sìn ló máa gbàdúrà nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ sọ náà. My own here is, this is my calling. He has shortfalls. Let me handle his shortfall according to the calling. Let me pray for him. Let me stand by him. Let me help him. I'm supposed to be a helpmate. So Timba fi ṣẹ́ mi
Absolutely.
sílẹ̀, ta ló fẹ́ bá mi ṣe? If I leave my job as a
So
helpmate,
I
who is
like the
going to
fact
help
that
me?
you guys are friends, and I think that also helps with the relationship. You know, it
I
helps
agree.
with the bonding. It helps even in the family
But do you
dynamics
know
as
if I
well.
argue? Do you know if I argue a lot, there will be rift. There will be,
That's
oh
true.
mama. Yes. So
Yeah.
it's just because I maintain my lane. I keep my focus. I
And I
don't
like what you
overdo.
said about, you're doing your bit as a wife. You're doing your bit as it's your own calling. And I mean, permit me to go scriptural. The scripture says that a wise woman is the one who builds her
There's
home,
no shortcut
and that's
to, it's a direct
there's
answer.
no shortcut.
Because
So
when we want to, sis, when you want to say that, we will quote that one. But in a situation when it is the man that is doing something wrong, you now say you did not love your wife the way you are supposed to love your wife. Yeah. But are you building your own home?
Your own home. And then,
Exactly.
I like what people,
Your own
I like what
assignment.
people, yeah. And I like what people say now, I mean, I see the posts everywhere where they say, you know what, the grass truly is not greener on the other side. It's just because that person has decided to tend to his or her own garden. So if you tend to your garden, if you nurture your garden here being your home, if you nurture your home,
Yes.
if you tend to your home, it will definitely flourish,
Yes.
it will definitely flourish. So,
Yes.
twins, Beji, please tell me, first and foremost, did you do anything special to have twins? I always wanted twins, but the twins never came. I remember my mom would say, Funmi, any to what twins you won't see it. You understand? I'm like, really? Why? And because I just assumed that it would fall on, because there's like a mantle of twins in my home. On my mom's side, basically on my mother's side, really, they have plenty twins. So I was just sincerely hoping that I would have a set of twins. So tell me, did you do anything special to have twins? And then parenting twins, is it the same? Are they both the same? Taiwan, Kehinde?
They are not too. If you can see my hand, it's end to end. Well, the point is this. Let me first of all tell you the secret of how to sleep the twins sleep.
How to do what?
To sleep the twins sleep.
Okay, please. How do you sleep the twins sleep? Oh? Please tell me.
Wow, okay, dada. That's a joke. That's
Oh
just
my
a joke.
days.
I was so surprised that I was going to have a twins. I thought it was just
Twins.
normal, one of the pregnancy. And I traveled. That time I used to travel, go to Dubai, here and there to get some things to be sold here. So when I got pregnant, I'm like, my miss period here. I packed. I went for the trip. Like, oh my period will come on the journey. Packed the pads and all of it. On getting there, mo tún padà dé. Kò dé náà. Kí ni gbogbo eléyìí? It's late now. Let me go to the clinic. And on getting to the clinic, the check was done, and I was 3 months. Ó wá dàbí pé mo wà ní 5. Ṣé mo pé mo ti bímọ rí, mo ti lóyún, so I knew how I was supposed to be. So, eléyìí má tóbi ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ. The doctor just told me, let's do. Tán ṣe lójú mi báyìí,
Let's do a scan.
mo kéde léni.
Why?
Àti make ẹ àyànjú ni. Àyànjú ni. So when they say twins is Obekishi Bekeshe, Ofese Mejeji Besile Alakisa, O Somi Donigba Aṣọ.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
twins. We named one Mobolaji. That means my Ola is Gio. And we named the other one Moboluwaji. So the two of them. So the story is fantastic, and it's been a very beautiful one, because I am a thin person. When I was pregnant, it was really big, and they were, everybody was like, all of that. But I had to go to work. So it's been a beautiful journey. Now, talking about Taiwan Kendi, my Taiwo is outspoken. My Taiwo is angry, you see it. My Taiwo is happy, you see it. My Kehinde is calmer. And when she
She's
wants
more
to,
reserved.
yes, she's calm. When she wants to talk, she will say, "Can I talk to you?" Or when she, no, don't worry. I said, "I'm worried. Come and say the thing you want to say." "No, don't worry. I'll say it next time." It's like you are reading a book. I'm reading a book, for goodness sake. It is not an act. Come and tell me now. She's somebody that everly don't want to disturb anyone, going on her own, just as she is. But the two of
Taiwo is
them
more
are
expressive.
exactly. But they are fantastic children. Fantastic. One studied architectural technology, and the other one studied law. Taiwo studied law. They just graduated now.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So aside from the family altar, which is, I see that is one activity you all do as a family that helps in bonding. What other activities do you guys do as a family to enhance
I try to make sure we travel together every year. We make sure I try to make sure we travel together every year as soon as we're able to afford it. I make sure we travel together
I like
every
what you
year.
said, as soon as you are able to afford it, because it's not
Correct,
everybody
ma.
that can afford traveling every year. You
When
know.
we couldn't afford it, we were here. We go there,
Yeah.
there's no police that will catch us. When we could,
Yeah.
we started traveling together, and I will look at them, I'll see them, and then when you are refined to probably when we got to where we're going, we took a 2-bedroom apartment or a 3-bedroom apartment, and then because you see them like this, you may be reading, you may be in the corner, and then you begin to see the activities. It makes you to learn who they are more. The fact that we wake up every day, they go to school, they go to class, you come back in the evening, you are together. You don't really know who they are in depth. You just see them. You think this one doesn't talk. You think this one is quiet. You don't know this one is edgy. You don't know this one gets angry easily. But that timing of traveling gave me the opportunity to, it's for a
To know.
purpose. You be able to look at this one. Moturayo, you can't sit on Moturayo's bed.
Oh,
She's
wow.
finicky, and everybody knows that corner, this one and that. She Romotele Jerry. I'm a pariwo mo now. She baburu and wade rora sofun. You're able to know who this person is, and then as an individual, you begin to treat and teach them individually at their private time.
Really.
Try your work. Wa so dadani, wa sheba, wa she, and then to bangba me to baso jeje. When you say it sometimes slowly and she doesn't listen, sometimes you shout at her to say, come on, stop it. You are too, so that they know it is a serious matter. But aside that, all of them have been
So
very beautiful.
can each child say that they have a special relationship with you? You know
Do I want to
how
talk about this one?
some homes they will say that mommy likes this one better than this one. This one is mommy's favorite. So don't can your children? I don't want to cause any sibling wahala here, but will any child say that? Okay, you know what? I think mommy's favorite is Mayowa, or mommy's favorite is Taiwo, Kehinde, or Moyo.
If you ask them, all of them will say they are my favorite.
Okay, that's
Don't mind
awesome.
that one that is saying Kehinde, that is saying Mayowale. They just say Mayowale because Mayowale is my baby, and like the last born
We all
is
have a
the
connection with
boy.
mommy. Oh, nice.
Exactly, the
Have a
boy
connection.
and all of that. So they feel because he's just going into school, into uni, he needs more attention, and you have to establish yourself. You have to establish
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to determine that. So I tend to want to give him the time to know that that's not wrong, that's right, so they always feel Mayowale, and I think that's how people see it. But everyone,
They're all
all of them,
fighting for your attention. They're all saying that they are your best. They are your best. But
that's
Moturayo
what
has
they
done the best thing. She said that she loves us equally. So thank you, Moturayo. Thumbs up to you. Okay, Mrs. Fakorede, it's been an awesome time chatting with you. I want you to, give us some word of advice, to words of advice to mothers out there, word of advice to us as parents, to us as wives, just give us one or two things, just leave
you said
some
something.
advice.
You said something in the text I got concerning this thing. You said we
Okay,
learn, we unlearn, and we
unlearn and
relearn.
relearn.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So as I am learning. Sometimes I relearn that system did not work. Drop it, and then I learn a new one to do it. To say I want to pass an advice, I don't know how to actually put it. Children are different. We are in different levels of our lives. Everyone is going through. Some people have a 4-5-year-old. Some have the 3 generations. You have an 8-year-old. You have a 12-year-old, and you have a 13. I
A
mean, a
16-year-old.
16-year-old. Exactly. So how do you cope? So everybody is in
Parenting them is
different.
different. I mean, parenting each child is different technique,
Like
different
I
dynamic
like I just
entirely.
exactly. So it depends. I would say categorically, as much as it is not like I'm advising, I just want to say that it is what you sow that you will
That you
reap.
will reap.
It's important you sow goodness, sow the road, sow as much as you know. Everything good that you want to see, sow
So,
it. When you sow, at some point you till. you till, some things will be falling off, some things will be adding. When you at some point it begins to germinate, and then you begin to get the fruit. Don't say, Mama, wa okay, mi ò lè wá para mi torí ọmọ kan, kíní kan ni mo wá ṣe kíní kan. The fact is, there's a life after this. To mash account àwọn ọmọ t'Ọlọ́run kò sí nígbà yẹn. You're going to give account of the number of children that God has put into your care.
Has put in your care.
So you're going to tell, what did I do in this person? I remember vividly, quickly, I'll say this testimony. And it was an oversight. It wasn't intentional. Thank God I remembered. I had wanted to share it. Somebody called my attention. One of their Sunday school teacher called my attention to Motorayo at some point. She said, I want to see you. I'm like, Kilo bring you ferry me for. I want to see you. I want to see you. Asha had the opportunity of seeing her one day. And she said, as a firstborn, yamoyo. After my second, I now have the twins. Yabeji. After that, you have a boy after 4 girls. Yamayo wali money boy. There is an overlook of a particular person that I want you to look at that child very well. Cherry, ó dàbí pé kí wọ́n bọ́ veil kan kúrò láyé mi ni mo ní mo gbé. And that my child they are talking about. Tó bá ti ní ó yá báyìí nǹkan tó bá rí di tó bá wọ ṣòkòtò yẹn ó lè jẹ́ 3/4. Go lucky. Ó ti ń lọ gbogbo ó lè ti fò. Màá kàn wò pé ṣe bó nation lé lọ́mú kan bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́mú tẹ̀gbọ́n ìjàre lọ́ ṣe, you know, and the process. But when I looked at her, I'm like, I looked at her academically, I looked at her emotionally, I looked at her every angle of her life. I picked her from a school that you wouldn't expect to the most high-end school in Lagos. I don't want to think about it, like even more than the other one. Mo kàn gbé láti school nearby, mo dẹ̀ lọ jù sí the highest end. That kini mo ṣe yìí ó tọ́ mà ní oversight kini kan ọmọ ìjọ má bínú. And I kept praying, give her attention, to put her this. At some point I put her in boarding, I went to pick her away. I started dropping her in school with the school bus thing, you know, creating attention, and she came out excellently well. This thing you
just said, you know, it's so easy to, especially children that are in the middle, it's always so easy to overlook them and pay attention to maybe the first or the last. So this thing you said is very key. You know, I remember when I had my third child, they told me, said, make sure you pay attention to the second. Make sure you don't overlook his
before
needs.
You know it, you just begin.
Yes. I totally agree with you. So each child, ensure you pay each child the attention that they deserve. Thank you. We don't want this thing to get to 1 hour exactly, because if not, Instagram will throw us out. So thank you so much. Everyone, I want you to say a huge thank you. Say thank you.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Just type. Most of all, don't worry, I'm going to save the video and I'll send it to you via WeTransfer. I'll send it to your mom via WeTransfer. She's been saying, make sure you save the video. Please save the video. So thank you so much, Mrs. Fakorede. We really appreciate you. And for everyone who has logged on Momversations, we say thank you all for joining. God bless you for being episode 5.
Thank you. I love you all.
Somebody said my daughter felt left out. So it's important to thank you all. It's important not to allow any child feel left out at all. Thank you so much, Ms. Fakorede. It's been such an awesome time talking with you. We appreciate you. Thank you. God bless. Everybody saying thank you. Thank you. Oh, somebody came in from Zambia. She was late. Why were you late now? We love you. We love you. All right. So I'm going to sign out now. God bless you.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.